with audio, I guess. Anyways, what have you guys been doing to keep yourself occupied through this whole self-isolation thing? I know it can be a bit daunting, especially in the beginning. Hey Jules, how's it going? Good to see you. I mean, yeah, like as I was saying, sorry. Animal Crossing, yeah, that's a great way to be spending time right now. Wish I had that one, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, I know the whole self-isolation thing can be difficult. Times in general are a bit difficult right now, but I want to try. Me too. Me too. Um, so I mean, I just wanted to hang out with you guys. I thought this might be a good opportunity to reconnect with everyone. Working at home, yeah, I know what you mean. I'm working from home myself, so I mean, this is kind of the best time for me to be hopping up on here. I hope it's convenient for you guys as well. Jules, I think you're over in the UK or something, so it's probably like really late for you. I appreciate you stopping by. You should. It's so fun. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm seeing like these little videos pop up here and there. I've never even played the older ones, so I don't know much about. I don't know much about the game itself, but I'm seeing people like create designs and whatnot. Like I've seen 21 Pilots shirts created and like the album arts as well. And they're put up on walls and houses or something. It's really cool looking. I love seeing creativity like that in games. I know I used to do a lot of that in the games I played. Um, Trying to think of some that come to mind. Forza is one of them. I know they have like an image creator there, so I used to love creating pixel art there and putting them on cars and whatnot. So to see that in Animal Crossing is pretty cool. Uh, it's enticing me to hop on and do something like that as well, but I don't have the game. Could get a digital download or something. That's always a possibility. Dahlia, long time no see. Long time no see. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hop on in here. I really missed the whole YouTube community stuff here. Like, it feels good to be back on here. Like I said at the beginning of this whole broadcast thing, it's been such a long time since I've been on YouTube. 10 p.m. here, Canada too. Awesome, awesome. Are you from like the East End or the West End? I mean, I'm from the East. Quebec, so Victoria, BC. There you go. So it's like 3 o'clock for you guys over there, I think, right? Six p.m. for me. Yeah, same here. Same here. Just about dinner time for a lot a lot of people. Well, in that time zone, of course. Yeah, no. So, I mean, thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I just wanted to reconnect with you guys. It's been a while since I've put up a reaction. I definitely plan on, recording some reactions now that, I'm working from home right now. That's actually how I started this whole YouTube thing. I was working from home back when I started and, uh, you know, like after work or even during my lunch breaks, I would just react and, edit them, put them up, and it was a really efficient method of operating. Now with me working at an office, it's a bit harder, but now I'm working from home until further notice, I guess. So it gives me the time to get back onto it. Great, waiting for your reactions too. Hua hua. Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to get back into reacting to some Hua Chen Yu. I know I've been getting quite a few requests for that. Like I can't remember the titles off the top of my head, but I know there's like at least 3 songs that I'm seeing getting requested a lot on my past Hua Chen Yu reactions. So I definitely want to get back into reacting to Hua Chen Yu. I want to get back to reacting to No Fun Intended. That's something I've been craving for a while. I love Tyler Joseph's music, especially going back to the roots of it all. The older music and seeing where some of these the ideas he comes up with in the present day, where they all originate. So going back to some No Fun Intended, definitely want to get back into that. I've been seeing some requests for NF. That's something somebody I want to get back to as well. I definitely want to react to Intro 3, which is not even off of his latest album, but I want to, continue that whole sequence. I did intro 1 and 2, and yeah, so 3 is missing. I don't think the latest album has that same type of intro. If it does, I'll definitely react to that as well at some point. If not, I'll look into what other types of songs off of that would be good to react to. How are you and your partner, Matt? Yeah, we're both doing great. Thanks for asking, Jules. Yeah, no, just living life, how are you doing, by the way? I mean, it's been such a long time. My goodness. Like I said, I think it's been around 6 months since my last reaction. So for the most part, I haven't really connected with you guys over for the past 6 months. So how are you guys doing? Hua Hua is back to the Singer 2020. Uh, oh, is that the competition he was on for the first few reactions I was doing? Yes, that's a good one. My daughter just came back from Quebec last week. Well, that's very good to hear. It's good for families to be connected at this time. I know it's hard. Like distance could just be so difficult in times like this, where everybody's just kind of you just have to stay home and be safe and whatnot. Self-isolating. So to be back, to be reunited with your family, that's something that's definitely important. So very good to hear, Dahlia. I'm well, thank you. Total lockdown here. Yeah, same here. Same here. Only leaving for essentials such as groceries and whatnot. Aside from that, working from home, and then after work, just I don't even know what I'm doing after work. Most of the time, it's just watching TV and whatnot. I think was it yesterday? I watched The Platform. May have been the day before yesterday. Aside from that, I guess TV shows, whatnot. Just going through trending lists, seeing what people are watching, and watching those things. It's a great way to stay connected with the world. Especially when you're isolated. See what's catching on with other people outside, and get some relatability in there. That's something I'm noticing a lot through this lockdown. Actually, like I'm kind of the type to not really stay with people outside of home. Social media has just been so crucial in not feeling alone at a time like this. So yeah, go social media, right? Hey, Aya, long time no see. Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. So aside from, I mean, I know a little muffin. You mentioned Animal Crossing. Aside from Animal Crossing, what are you guys doing to stay occupied during these times? Trying to think if there was a recent 21 Pilots session you might not have seen or reacted to. Maybe the Hype Berlin sessions. I actually heard that one. I think I actually heard it through my girlfriend. She loves that song. She was just playing it earlier, actually. She loves that version of it. I personally still prefer the original, but I mean, I understand why you would like the other one. I really like the Chlorine session version, though. That one, oh my goodness, the stripped down version of that is so beautiful. I don't even know which one I listened to more, the original or the, I forget which session it's from. Is it Mexico City? That sounds right to me, but I could be completely wrong. Yeah, no, I definitely like. It's definitely harder to listen to the original Chlorine now with that version out. I really love the stripped down version, though I do really like the outro out of the original. So yeah, it depends how I'm feeling. I'll listen to both. Welcome back. Thank you very much. The hype session was amazing. Yeah, it's good, definitely good. All been Netflix. Yeah, I hear you. Netflix. Very thankful for Netflix or any other streaming service, really. Like I said before, social media, that's been a big one for me personally. Like just to not lose connection to the outside world. The trending section on Netflix has been cool to see what people are watching, what they're connecting with. That's kind of a big thing for me, even with this whole YouTube thing. Like, I stressed it from the beginning. Anytime I was reacting to something, the most important part for me was like connecting with you guys and seeing what you guys thought of, the music I was reacting to, maybe what I was saying, but mostly to the music itself. I always wanted insight on what you guys thought of the music, how you connected with it, how it spoke to you. I always find it interesting the different ways we could connect to things. And it's the same thing in a time like this. Just going on Netflix, watching a movie. Like I said, I watched The Platform the other day. It's cool to see what people have to say about something like that. So the more people watch, the more people are saying about it, and it's cool to stay connected that way. Uh, Alicia, hello, welcome back. A Hua Hua fan here. Really miss your cool analysis. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I miss reacting to Hua Chen Yu. Hua Chen Yu is just a phenomenal performer. I think I'm bringing this up a lot, but like going back to when I started reacting, just thinking back to one of the goals for me, it was just to experience music as a whole, because I find it really easy to just especially a person like me who's kind of a creature of habit. I'll listen to the things I like, and stepping outside of that can be hard. Um, what might happen here and there is, especially when I had Spotify, what would happen is like I'd listen to one of the common artists I listen to a lot. So, for the sake of it, let's say Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's, one of my favorite all-time bands. Then, I might get suggested something at the bottom of the page, and I click on it here and there, and I might listen to something in passing through that method. Or if not, I'll hear something on a TV show. That was kind of my exposure to music outside of what I generally listen to. So, doing this whole YouTube thing, it was a great way for me to explore music that I may not have otherwise explored. 21 Pilots is a great example of that. You guys, you responded to that reaction that I did. I believe the first one I did was Levitate. It was Levitate. And, you guys enticed me to listen to the whole trilogy there, and I got interested into that. And look at me now. I love 21 Pilots now. They're amongst my favorite bands. Definitely one of my favorites, one of my most listened to, period. And the same thing goes for Hua Chen Yu. I can't say that I would have ever necessarily dabbled into listening to Hua Chen Yu had I not been suggested something like that. I wouldn't have even known to look for something like that. So, I'm very grateful to have that opportunity. And he's just an amazing performer overall. His performances really transcend language. Really, like they're so emotional, or emotion packed, I should say. There's so much behind them, and there's so much you could learn just from the way he performs. So, I'm really excited to get back to some reactions and reacting to his performances. What would you guys suggest in that regard? What should I be reacting to from Hua Chen Yu? I know, like I said, I saw like about at least 3 songs of his getting suggested to me in my past reactions. So I'm definitely going to look at those. Let me know which ones you guys would like to see. Great to see you again. Thank you, Taekwin. Great to see you. We need your analysis for his lyrics. I need his performance. Are you gonna come back to do videos again? Yeah, definitely. I definitely plan on doing some more reactions. Like I said, it's a bit more difficult now for me just because I'm not working from home anymore. I mean, right this moment I am, because of the current situation. So it's gonna make things a bit easier for me. It's gonna be easier for me to react. But outside of that, it's a bit more difficult. So I might have to like, I don't know. I'd have to figure out a method where I would just react. Maybe one reaction a week or every 2 weeks. Just find a way to schedule it properly, because that's something I struggled with. Um, so yeah, no, I definitely plan on getting back to reactions. I don't know how frequently though. So that's gonna be to be determined, I guess. But yeah, definitely plan on getting back to reactions. Uh, He has so many new songs. You have to check them out. Crazy lyrics. He's on another level now. If he wasn't, I can't even imagine. He was already on another level when I was reacting to him. I don't know when my last reaction to his performances was. Um, I mean, even the last reaction I did, it wasn't to a recent song necessarily. I think like it had been at least 6 months at that point that that performance was released, maybe more. So I can't even imagine where he's at now. But like I said, he's just an amazing performer overall. Both from a lyrical standpoint. I know like a lot of the performances I was reacting to were from songs that he rearranged, but he had a way of taking those lyrics and really bringing them to life. Through different means, whether we're talking about his delivery of the lyrics, whether we're talking about his mannerisms, whether we're talking about his general stage presence and the usage of stage elements. He's just very much an all-around performer, and it's really impressive to see. So I don't even know where he would be at now if he took it to another level. I'm very interested to see that. You could start doing TV show reactions and commentaries. That would be very cool and entertaining and interesting. Yeah, no, I've thought of that in the past. Actually, I know it has been suggested a couple of times. I think Black Mirror was one of them that was brought up. I love Black Mirror, by the way. That's definitely in my top three favorite shows of all time. There's just like so much to unpack from each episode. I absolutely love that. I mean, other shows. I think Game of Thrones is mentioned. Game of Thrones is a bit too heavy for me personally. I'm not as entrenched into it as like some of the hardcore fan base, and I don't know that I would truly be able to, really dive into it the way I feel like I should be. But I definitely love the show. Um, I know there's some what can I say? I don't want to say controversy, but some people didn't really like how it all ended. I don't really know how I feel about it. I don't think the last season was on par with some of the previous seasons, but I'm not necessarily disappointed in either. It did feel a bit rushed, but it is what it is. That tends to happen with television shows, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, to answer your question, I definitely see myself, you know, giving insight on my thoughts on certain TV shows and whatnot. But it might be a bit hard to do that consistently. But I'll see what I could do. That sounds good. Movies as well could be cool. I know when I first started out, I tried doing trailers, but I never really followed up on actually giving my thoughts after watching the movies. So yeah, no, that might be something to look into. Hope to see more of your analysis on watching you again. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I definitely want to get into reacting to some more watching you. Like I said, what songs does he have right now? Like, what are the new songs that I should be looking for? Oh, there we go, Dahlia. To the save with that Sacred Tree, 7 personalities. Whoa, whoa, that sounds really cool. 7 personalities. Madhouse, that sounds cool too. I like the sound of that. Um, oh, wait, okay, there we go. Sorry, I lost my little scrolly thing on the side here. Okay, so Madhouse, 7 personalities, but with English subs, it's a must. Definitely, absolutely. Oh wait, I missed a comment here. During the virus period in China, he stayed at home and composed. Oh yeah, no, that's actually something I was thinking about the other day. Just kind of globally, I was like, man, all these artists are, I mean, they should be staying at home. Like that's the responsible thing to do right now. So I can't even imagine the type of content they might be coming up with right now. These people are all going to be composing in one way or another, whether they're just writing lyrics or melodies or a little bit of both. I know it's a bit harder with bands, but I've definitely seen some bands hook up through Skype and whatnot. So I'm really curious and really intrigued to see what type of content we're going to see coming out, early 2021 or before that, maybe. I don't know, but it's going to be really interesting to see what comes of new releases. Um, I will paste some links for you later. Thank you, Dahlia. I appreciate that. English subs, it's a must. Just, yeah, no, absolutely. With Watch NU, I always listen to them or watch his performances with the subtitles. It's kind of it really is a must because the lyrics are a big part of the performances. Like I said, he really brings them to life, and understanding what he's saying goes a long way when you're watching those. I don't think it's necessary. You're still going to get something great out of a Watch NU performance, whether you understand what he's saying or not. But understanding what he's saying definitely takes it to a whole nother level. So I always watch with subtitles. So there's the great YouTube channel out there, who watch NU English subs. They're great at providing English subtitles, accurate English subtitles. So I watch it there, and that's what I use to form my thoughts. I have those English subs going, and I read those, and yeah, no, it's a huge help for me. So thank you very much to them for that. Petronelle Martin, yes, Sacred Tree, Madhouse, and Seven Personalities. Okay, so I take it those are like the 3 new ones that he's come out with. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thank you for getting back to why it's been so long. Yeah, I know. I like I said, I can't wait to get back to reacting in general. Watch NU being one of the reactions I'm definitely planning on doing. You did bullfighting. He rearranged it. It's awesome. He opened himself, and he is speaking now about depression, multiple sides of a human being, cosmology. Oh, that could be definitely interesting. I'd love to check that out. Nick, the Click says hello. Hello, Click. It's great to connect with all the 21 Pilots fans. Like I said, they're definitely one of the first fan bases I connected to through reactions in general. Like I said, I wanted one of the purposes behind doing these YouTube videos was to connect with people who saw an importance in the music. That's kind of what I like to do when I listen to music. I like to kind of just absorb it and let it hit me a certain type of way. And I wanted to share that experience with you guys, and just connect with you and see how it affected you, how it spoke to you. And that's what this whole dialogue is all about. So it's always great to hear from you guys. It's always great to be discussing the music and what it means to you and what it continues to mean for you. Lulu here too. Contra in the Wild, is that another Watch NU song? Did you ever react to 21 Pilots interviews rather than music? The frequently asked questions parts 1 and 2 are my favorite. Really entertaining. They are funny guys. So the thing about interviews is I'm not exactly sure what a video reaction to that type of content would look like, and I don't know. I didn't know whether or not it would be of interest to you guys. I still don't really know exactly what that would look like, but what I could do, and I mean, let me know if this could be something that would be of interest, is every now and then I could hop on to live here. This is my first one, but now that I kind of have an idea of how this works, I can maybe do something like that. I'd have to figure out how to share my screen, so that's something that I'll have to work on. But once I do have that, I could, perhaps react in that way, especially to interviews. It might be better for me to do something like that in this form, through live, as opposed to doing a whole video where I edit it and piece it together to upload. Maybe I could do something like that if that's something that would be interesting to you guys. The music will be quiet for a while since Baby Rosie. Oh man, she is so adorable. I've seen a couple of pictures. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy for them, and I mean, I'm so happy for the Click too. I mean, I see you guys are really connecting with that as well. It's really beautiful to see. Have you watched Fleabag? No, I can't say I have. I don't know what that is. Is that a TV show or a movie? Fleabag. We translated a lot of Hua interviews, cuts from different TV shows. They are so interesting. You will see his different sides, his philosophies. Yeah, no, that's something that would be interesting to see for sure because with Hua Chenyu, the only thing I have seen are his performances. Um, of that, I don't know exactly which of those he wrote himself, the actual lyrics. It would be cool to see a song that he wrote himself. And furthermore, it would be really interesting to see, his personality, I guess, but like just the I don't even know how to word this properly, but it just that I would like to see him, and how he expresses himself, his wording of things. He does seem like a very deep thinker, so I'd like to hear his thoughts on things he's done in terms of performances and whatnot, but also just his approach to life and whatnot. It could be really interesting to hear what he has to say about that. Yes, we're here. Thank you, watching you English subs. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for all that you do. Like I said, you're a huge part of my watching you reactions. Without the English subtitles, it'd be very hard to approach them the way I do, and it allows me to appreciate the performances even more so than I would if I didn't have them. So thank you so much for taking the time to contribute those subtitles. There's a trilogy that Hua composed. I really want to love this world. Madhouse, Conversations with Martian Children, in this order. But beside this, he composed Sacred Tree, Arrival, 7. Okay, great. Yeah, no, that's great. I like I said, I definitely want to check those out. Those are the newer songs, and if he composed them himself, even more awesome. I love the past ones as well. Just curious to see what his own wording of some of these things might be. It could be really interesting to see. I would definitely be down to watch that. Nice idea. Such a beautiful baby. Yes, she is. Nick, you would like to watch the live streams with the interviews? Yeah, no, that's definitely something I'll consider. I might. Block out some time to do something like that, and I'll let you guys know when I'll be up on here to do that. Could definitely be very fun. I know I've watched a few interviews, but I haven't watched the one that Jules mentioned, the frequently asked questions. I'm trying to think of the interviews I did watch. I don't remember them by name. I kind of just hop on here and there and see what's happening, and that's how I kind of get snippets of them. But I don't know the specific names, but I know I didn't watch that. So that's something I could definitely react to here on live. It's amazing to think about where Tyler came from, and now having a daughter, it radiates hope to all of the fans that are going through a hard time. It's nice to see someone who made it and is happier. Yes, no, absolutely. Especially with an artist that is as I guess as transparent as Tyler is through his music, it really allows people to connect with it on a certain personal level. It'll speak to people in a very deep way. So, to see somebody grow, an artist grow after connecting through the music with all these people, it's definitely great to see them. It's great to see that growth in general. And it's definitely huge for a fan base. Hello all. Since some weeks I couldn't open the watching you English subs. You told me that the house goes on based in Germany. Did you know about these problems? Okay, so it seems the Hua Chen Yu English subs channels having some issues, technical issues. One thing, I asked the question, what have you guys been doing to keep busy throughout this self-isolation stuff? One of the things I've been doing besides, staying up to date to things through social media and watching Netflix, I've been listening to music myself. And music is just a great way to kind of get perspective on things that may come like outside of you. It allows you to reframe certain things and whatnot. So that's a beautiful way to get through any hard times you may be having through self-isolating. You know, I don't know how much I don't know how much new music I've really been listening to. I know I came across one metal band, The Who. They're really interesting. If you haven't, if you're into that style of music, of course, and you haven't heard them, they're really interesting. They do some throat singing, and it's very different from what I'm normally accustomed to hearing. So it caught my attention in that manner. Um, I've been listening to a lot of Plural One, who, I mean, that's Josh Klinghoffer, the past guitarist for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He came out with an album in December, and the first listen was good. The first couple of listens were good, but it's one of those albums that really grow on you through time, if you really give it the chance to do so. And I mean, the lyrics, he has a way of singing where I don't know, it's a bit ambiguous. It's hard to really make out what he's saying at times. But the more you listen to it, the more clear it becomes, and it's really a fascinating album. I love it. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites of 2019, and probably one of my favorites. Period. Your connection is unstable. Oh, am I still on, guys? Can you still hear me? Can you still see me? Just got a little notification there. Okay, yeah, The Who are great. A friend who lives in London sees them live a lot. Oh, really? I've never. I know I missed a live performance over here in Quebec. They were here in September. Like I only like got into them about 2 days ago, and I just was wondering if they were ever going to come here. And I was a little disappointed to see that I missed them. They're definitely one of those bands that I'd love to see live. But no, yeah, they're amazing. They play one of those fiddles, and they do amazing things with that thing. Handsome dudes too. Yeah, they're a pretty good looking bunch indeed. Indeed. What's your opinion of the Monday Night Messiah? Seth Rollins. Man, I love Seth Rollins' work in general. Whether he's a face, whether he's a heel, I think he's a great in-ring performer. I think it was time for him to go heel. I mean, for bad guy in general, because I think there comes a point in wrestling where if you're too much of a good guy, like the fans start turning on you, and they were really getting to that point. And he was saying some things on Twitter here and there that was rubbing the wrestling fan base or online fan base the wrong way. So to turn him heel, I think that was the right decision to make. And he's doing an amazing job at it. So yeah, no, I love it. I absolutely love it. We could still see you. It only cut for like a second. I've been listening to Haley Williams' EP. Oh, I didn't know she had an EP. That's pretty cool. I might have to give that a listen. Yeah, no, I can't say I've listened to her very much. I listened to some of the Paramore stuff here and there, but like not in depth. So, I can't say I'm really familiar with her work, but I find she has a fantastic voice. So I'd love to just, be exposed to that. Nice to see you again. Love your reactions. His recent song, "You Have to Believe This Is Not the Last Day," is beautiful. Is that about Hua Chen Yu, Mimi? Thank you. Take care of yourself as well. Very important for us all to be very, safe and careful with ourselves, but also for the people around us. So it's always good to hear when people are staying safe at a time like this. Yes, it's okay. Perfect. Yeah, no. Just going back to what I was saying, though. Exploring music in general is just a great thing to do at a time like this. It's you have the time to do it. Why not? So. Yeah, no, it would be good to actually, implement reactions in there at the same time. I am experiencing new music. Why not share that experience with you guys? The only thing is sometimes I'm kind of listening to that just randomly. So I just have to have the camera ready. But yeah, aside from the Who, who else have I been listening to? I mean, I have my phone right here. I could probably see what my listening history is. So I listened to a bit of The Weeknd's new album. Probably just the first 3 songs. That first song I found really good. Didn't get into the rest yet. I was talking to you guys about how I sometimes come across new music just, going through suggested artists. One of them that I came across through listening to Plural One is TT. I don't know if that's like an acronym for something, but she has a song called Love Leaks. It's a beautiful one. I love that song. It's a little bit more on the experimental side, and that's probably where Plural One kind of fits. But yeah, no, I love that. Aside from that, I've been listening to some No Doubt, a little bit of old school stuff. Yeah, no, that's probably about it though. Definitely want to get into some other stuff. Hua Chen Yu, like you guys are saying, that's one of the artists I want to get back into. Now would be a good time to get back into No Fun Intended, like I said. Do you guys have any other artists in mind? Anybody else you guys are interested in right now that you may not have known in the past few months that you recently discovered? I found it watching you. Yeah, I already saw that one. Have you ever checked out any Hosier? So the only Hosier song I know of is probably "Take Me to Church," as that was like playing on the radio a lot. And then I came across his live performance. I think it was like in a subway or something. More recently, not necessarily recently to this day, but maybe a year ago or something. And he was phenomenal in that performance. He really has a strong voice and is a hell of a performer. So. I can't say I'm familiar with his music in general. I know "Take Me to Church," but I'd love to listen to some more of his music. He sounds like an amazing performer. Have you heard of AJR? So I've received a few requests for AJR. I don't know if it's a band or an individual. This was a really long time ago, though. I think this was when I was probably when I was doing like the 21 Pilots album reactions around Trench time. I kind of forgot about them beyond that. I never got around to actually reacting to something from them. What style of music do they do? Band of Three Brothers. Okay. Okay. And what type of music is it? I guess like stylistically, who could they be compared to? Have you ever checked out any of AJR? And I mean, do they have anything out right now? Like anything recent? I'm gonna Google them really quickly. AJR. So they have a video that came out relatively recently, about a month ago. Bang. Could check that out possibly if you're interested in that. Electropop. Okay, I see. So that seems cool. Yes, any of their songs. I really like the instrumentals they use. Super unique. All right, yeah, no, I'll give them a listen. I'm intrigued. I mean, like I said, they were requested in the past, and you know, be intrigued to see what they sound like. I see the style they seem to fit based on, a quick Google search. I don't know how accurate this is, but it said like pop and electro pop. I did. I don't know how many reactions I did that fit into that style, but electropop is definitely a style um, that I like. It's got like a nice tempo to it in general that I could get behind. So yeah, no, that would be something I'd be interested in checking out. Not new, but I've been listening to Lana Del Rey's recent album. Oh yeah, Norman Rockwell. That's a really good one. I love that album, and Nick Cave's too. So I haven't listened to Nick Cave's new album. Um, I mean, it's not necessarily new, but his latest album, I haven't really listened to it. Nick Cave in general, I really like the songs I come across that are his. Him and his band, the Bad Seeds. Um, I really love the songs I've come across. I've never really dove deep into his catalog, if that makes sense. It's just kind of one of those things where I think the first time I came across his music was because of a cover. I mentioned Josh Klinghoffer, former guitarist of the Chili Peppers. He covered "Push the Sky Away," and I was like, "Wow, this song's powerful." And I was interested in hearing the original, so I went ahead and listened to that, and that's kind of how I dabbled into Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Um, been wanting to see one of his shows since then. Now I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that. There was supposed to be a show around here in September, I want to say. Just thinking of possibly going to it. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore, but yeah, no, I definitely want to get more into his music to, really get a better feel of the whole catalog. I find his style really good and his writing really strong as well. Both very soothing in these crazy times. Yeah, no, I think the general vibe of their music, I understand what you mean by that. Um, but I mean, just going back to Nick Cave as well, I find his voice so powerful. It's one of those things that like you could find comfort in the music without even really paying attention to what he's saying at all. Just like the vibrance of the voice, it's just deep and it grabs your attention. I love Nick Cave for that. From the songs I have heard, of course. Hi, Vijandra. I hope I'm saying that. Vijandra. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If you do Contra in the Wild, Singer 2020 from Huachanyu, maybe you could compare it to Call Me Contra from the show The Next. The same song in two completely different versions from Hua Hua. Oh, that's really cool. I love it when you could get like two separate versions of a song. Um, you know, I find you could deliver the same lyrics in very different ways because they may you could find different inspirations as an artist. Maybe it speaks to you in one certain way on one day and then in a separate way on another day, or if there's like a context of say like a movie scene or something that you're trying to adapt it to. It can be really interesting to see how an artist comes up with different ways to deliver the same song. So that's one reason I like listening to covers. For one, I find that really cool for that purpose and that reason. When it's the same artist doing it in different ways, I find that really cool as well. So going back to the different stripped down 21 Pilot songs such as The Hype and Chlorine, I find them really cool for that reason specifically. Just to see how once you remove those instrumentals and just rely on a piano or something, like it could be cool to see the ways you adapt the delivery of the lyrics, or the artist adapts the delivery of the lyrics to fit that context. It could definitely be more intimate when we're looking at a stripped down version. So how do they go about it in that context? They are my longtime band fan for a long time. You are not old, Jules. Come on now. Yeah, no, but like I said, I haven't gotten deep into their music, but from what I have heard from them, amazing band. So I can only imagine how strong you might feel about some of their music, because like I know that if I really was into them for a while, they'd be one of those bands that you would just have those like staples, those staple favorites, and there's probably just so much to select from their catalog, just judging from the few songs I have heard. Push the Sky Away still gets so much play from me, and I'm not even like I said, I'm not even connected to the band's catalog like that yet. So um, it's powerful when a band can do that off the power of like one song. Half Alive is a good one. Alternative pop punk type, same type of subject matters as 21 Pilots, but in a somewhat less heavy tone, but definitely songs with deep meaning. John Bellion is also an artist I love. Okay, cool. Thank you for the suggestions, Nick. Um, I love pop punk in general. I kind of alluded to this earlier on in the stream. I'm kind of like the type of person who kind of just like connects with a few songs of a band, and then once that happens, I kind of just go through the whole catalog more or less. Like maybe not the whole thing, but I really get into their music, and if it sticks with me, it sticks, and they kind of just become a staple favorite band for me. And that's kind of what happens with certain artists like 21 Pilots. That happened for me. Like now they're just one of my favorite bands. Probably listen to like a total of, I don't know, maybe say like 5 artists really consistently, and then anything else kind of falls outside of that, and they slowly work their way up into that list, if that makes sense. So pop punk is one of those styles where I could listen to music outside of my favorites, and like it just catches my attention so quickly in general. So yeah, no, I'd definitely be interested in listening to some Half Alive. Tour has been canceled in Europe. Yeah, I know. It's rough. It's probably canceled here too, to be honest. Like I said, I think the show was supposed to be in September. Most shows that I was supposed to be going to this summer, I think it was summer, most of the shows I was supposed to be going to, those have been postponed. Um, I mean, for now, they're saying postponed. I'm hoping there's going to be like a rescheduling in general. If not, it is possible that they get canceled, which would be a bummer. I was looking forward to those shows. I like going to shows in general. Like, I don't even really need to fully know a band or really be a fan per se. I just like the ambiance of going to a show. Um, but yeah, no, I know like shows in general are being affected by this. Like no shows are really happening right now. I mentioned the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was looking forward to seeing John's first performance back with the band. That's gonna have to be pushed back to way later. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I am looking forward to it whenever it does happen. The one thing, like I said, the silver lining, I guess, is I could only assume that artists are going to be writing at a time like this. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they come up with. That's kind of the way I'm, consoling myself with actualities like that, where shows are canceled. It's a bummer when something like that happens, but you could only hope for the best. And I'm sure at some point they're going to be rescheduling in some form. I know Pearl Jam was supposed to be coming around here as well. That was a show I was kind of interested in. I don't know when that's going to happen now. It might happen. If it does, then I might be going. That would be cool. But like I said, the writing is what I'm interested in now that those shows are canceled. I absolutely recommend seeing a live show, though, in general admission. Amazing energy from a bunch of guys in their 50s and 60s. Actually, speaking of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, his last show here, I think, was, I want to say like a year ago or something, and it was actually in a church. And I was really intrigued about that because it was like completely general admission, technically. I guess it would be seated, but I've just never really seen a show in a church. Like I was interested to see that, but I didn't end up going, unfortunately. But no, general admission, it sounds pretty cool. I've seen a couple of performances. I've seen how animated Nick can be. Like I don't even know how to really describe it, but like I see him like doing hand gestures and like fans are falling and stuff like I don't even know what's going on really. Like I said, I'm not really deeply into it like that to really understand what's going on. I just kind of see like snippets here and there, and that just like it catches my attention. I don't know what's going on, but it looks cool. So I could understand why general admission would be really cool in at a Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds show. I've also been listening to Childish Gambino's new album, 31520. Yeah, so I mean, I know that was released recently. I mean, 31520. I don't know if like that's the date it was released. I thought it was released a little more recently than that. I mean, not that the 15th was that long ago. It was just like 10 days ago or something. But I thought it was like released Friday or something. Is that right? Or was Friday the 25th or the 15th? I don't even know. I'm kind of that's the thing about this whole like self-isolation thing and being at home this much. I've completely lost track of time. Like I don't really know what date it is. I think it's the 25th today. um, but yeah, I think that's the name of the. Oh, okay. I see. I see. But no, in general, I like Childish Gambino style. Is one of those artists that I haven't listened to that much, but what I have heard from him definitely sounds like a solid artist. He puts out quality. What's his name? I think his name is Donald Glover. He's a comedian as well, and he's good at that. So, it's cool to see artists that are able to switch it up, like to see them be able to take their craft to different mediums. I guess it's really fascinating. Trying to think of other artists that have done so. None are coming to mind right now, but I'm always fascinated by artists that are able to do that. Um, all right, I'm getting a little hungry, guys, so I think I'm going to be heading off of this stream for now. Like I said, I do plan on getting back into the reactions, so that's something that probably expect coming weeks. I don't know I don't necessarily have a plan for what I'm going to be reacting to when. I do want to get back into some No Fun Intended from Tyler Joseph, continue that series. I do want to get back into some Watch NU, take some of your suggestions on that. Probably record one this weekend. Then I have to edit it and whatnot then. So, hopefully next week I'll have a new video out, and hope to see you guys there. I also do want to do some more of these live streams. This was fun for me. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I know it's been a while. It's been a minute. So, for you guys to come and take the time to hang out with me, it's much appreciated, and I'm happy to see that you guys are staying safe out there. Yeah, looking forward to hanging out with you in future live streams. Like I said, I may react to some stuff here in the future on live streams once I figure out how to share my screen while live streaming. That would be a cool thing to do. And yeah, no, aside from that, looking forward to connecting with you guys through the reactions as well. So thanks again, you guys. Thank you guys for just coming in here and hanging out with me. Much appreciated. And stay safe, you guys. Take care.